What better place to celebrate America's birthday than Washington, D.C.? Lacrosse lovers, this one's for you. As the best U14 lacrosse teams in the world battle for a championship crown.
One, two, three, visit us, WSYL!
It's time to let everything hang out this hat.
This is a terrific event. It's one giant-sized jamboree we call the New Balance World Series of Youth Lacrosse, presented by NTB and Tire Kingdom. Today, Team 91 Shock squares off with Building Blocks Lacrosse on ESPNU. It is so great to see you again. Along with Quint Kesnick, I'm Joe Beninati. All of us, due to the pandemic, we missed out on the World Series of Youth Lacrosse in 2020. So we wanted to bring something very special back to the table this time around, Q. And through our partnership with Flow Code, we've integrated giveaways, AR experiences, and additional surprises throughout the show. It's going to be the fans being part of history in an interactive sporting event.
It's as easy as scooping and passing. Just open your camera, zoom in on the Flow Code, and then you launch it. This is the game face that I was playing around with. Got a little face paint, got some fireworks, you got the World Series Youth Lacrosse logo. That's my true game face right there, Dottie. A circa. Oh, look who it is.
Yeah.
The Bowden blocker in the flesh.
Then you brought in the mascot. As we set the table for the game today, we start with Team 91 from Long Island, New York. They have a championship pedigree. They've been sharp in the clutch at this event.
These are rising ninth graders, and man, they are awesome. A lot of hard grit, high skill level. This is a team with good leadership and coaching, athletic style of play, and they are the favorite in this game.
Team 91 shocked that lineup. A bunch of energy guys throughout.
What stood out about this lineup is how deep it is. Their second midfield's pretty darn good, but the skill level at attack just jumps out at me, and the way they play together as a defense.
Coach Jim Muley may be going to a Flow Code right there. He's the man who schools Team 91.
Well, former pro player, goaltender for the Bridgeport Barrage, and father of two current Division I college players at Lehigh and Duke.
As for Building Blocks Lacrosse, they're a New Jersey-based squad. They've been on the verge of something great before. It appears they're capable today.
They're the underdog in this matchup, but they've got a couple individuals who jump off the page at you, whether it's a defensive midfielder or a high-scoring attackman. The question are, can their other parts keep pace with Team 91?
One thing we know, BBL has turned up the offense in the last 4 games. They have plenty of pop with this lineup.
Well, I mean, Anthony Drago is as good a right-handed shooter as you'll see for this age category.
And head coach Dave Perez having a whole lot of fun on the sideline.
I love his positive energy. I was really impressed. We watched the semifinal game from field level earlier this morning. Man, the players like him. They play hard for him. They're organized. It was like straight shooter. I couldn't be more impressed.
When Dave looks at the Team 91 lineup and who to watch out for, Kimo Kaletsis jumps off the page.
Kimo Kaletsis, when you talk about a skill level, a guy with tremendous hands, IQ and instincts, he makes all sorts of plays in transition. Then in half field sets, he's really smart, isolating, drawing double teams, and spinning the ball to his open teammates. I mentioned Anthony Drago. There he is shaking hands. He'll wear 7 in white in this game. He's a righty shooter who does most of his damage from the wing. Terrific velocity and location. Really creative off the dodge. You saw a variety of release points. This is a young man with a strong rising varsity season this year. Man, he's going to put his name on a lot of radars, Joe, in terms of being a Division I recruit.
I mean, just nuts when you think about these two programs and how well they have performed. They're the only two to have been here, done that each and every time at the World Series of Youth Lacrosse. And Anthony Drago set the pace for all the goal scorers in this event. Don'tQuit.com. That protein shake. Delicious in vanilla and chocolate. As we are off and running in this U14 title game, your officials, Tim Bethke of Auburn, New Hampshire, Bob Manfuso, Bethesda, Maryland, and Danny Dugazima from Charlotte, North Carolina. And as we set the plate for you, it is Building Blocks Lacrosse in white.
Wednesday!
Richard DeLoya in control. Tim McDonald, outstanding short stick defensive midfield for Team 91 Shock. They are in the green. We're just outside of Washington, D.C. with you today on ESPNU. That snapshot from Drago that sails high.
That's Drago's operating area. That's his real estate, that right-handed wing area. He likes to curl up, put the shake and bake moves on you in the wing, and fire.
Jack Frères playing a little two-man game, trying to get away from the defensive Mike Forrest, 31 in the green. There is no shot clock in the World Series of Youth Lacrosse. 6-on-6 at this end of the field, inverting, or rather, the attackman DeLoya with a nice shake move, feeds it inside. Score! Chase Hauser!
This is an electric backside feed. Isolation to the left hand, look to the far post. DeLoya finds Hauser, right-handed finish inside. Hauser, Grover Cleveland Middle School, Caldwell, New Jersey. He's a big PLL Archers fan. He likes Adam Sandler movies, as does my daughter.
Who doesn't? That guy perhaps most popular as far as favorite actor when you go through all the questionnaires that the guys were asked to fill out prior to the event. And just getting the touch there to beat Brady Smith was Chase Hauser.
You know what I love about Hauser, though, Joe? Like so many of these young athletes, again, rising ninth graders, multiple sport athlete. This kid plays football, he wrestles, he plays lacrosse. He's too young to specialize. Try out everything. Life is a smorgasbord.
I understand. You've told me that from time to time. These are two squads, picture-perfect records, 7-0. Each of them advancing to this championship game by winning first place in their pool, building blocks out of Pool B. Team 91, Pool A, an 8-1 decision for the guys in green over Eclipse in semifinal action. Alex Bauer impressed you earlier today. He works a little two-man game with Pagano. Merrill will handle the ball a lot, 16 in green. Kaletsis working back behind the cage. He's been electrifying in this event. Chalia keeping tabs on him. Chalia hung up now. Connor Keegan tending the cage for building blocks. Getting things coordinated there. Bauer sweeping in. Fires, and that's stabbed neatly by Connor Keenan.
Terrific initial stop by Keenan. 14-year-old from Fairfield, New Jersey. West Essex Middle School honor roll student. Tall. My notes on watching him this morning, he is rock solid. Love this kid.
You also like Nolan Sable, 5 in the white. Drago fires, he snapped that one wide. Closest to the ball where and when it leaves the playing surface. Good hustle there. The backup earned by Brady Smith, the netminder, who we've seen before in past World Series of Youth Lacrosse out in the Denver area.
Blue Point, New York. 9-year veteran. He's 14 years old. He's from Bayport Blue Point High School. Multi-sport athlete. Experience, nice size as well. Nearly 6 foot already as a rising freshman.
Played 4.5 minutes of this title game. New Balance World Series of Youth Lacrosse, presented by NTB and Tire Kingdom. Joe and Quint with you just outside of D.C. on a gorgeous day for lacrosse.
Best day of summer by far. No humidity, temperature in the low 70s.
Perfect. Anthony Rayo on the go. Move it for Kaletsis and swing it on around. Kaletsis and Mendelson and Pagano will work at attack for Team 91.
You've been tending to this carpet, Joe? It's the most plush surface.
Kaletsis inside, fueling the fireworks.
Kimo Kaletsis, Seaford, Long Island, honor roll student. He's just a natural playmaker. He's got instincts. that typically are sold separately. Wheels up, penetrates, deals with the double team. He's willing to take a beating. Chemo Kaletsis.
And the bench loves it. Tired up at 1 early on. 1 apiece. Team 91 from the Long Island, New York area. Building Blocks also on the board once. This group from New Jersey. Joe Beninati, Quint Kesnick with you. Q, take us to Q School on the tools of the trade in the cage.
Repeat after me. Watch, ready, go, next. You're watching the ball in the pocket, off the lip, in the air, track it. Make that save. Watch how Connor Keenan keeps his eye on this ball even after it hits his stick. Look, there's contact with the stick. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. I love that. He's all over that ball. Man, be the ball, Connor Keenan. Awesome job.
His favorite netminder to watch back in the day, Brian Doherty, who brought a smile to our faces so many times with his incredible work.
Connor Keenan wants to play Division I big-time college lacrosse. He's on a path that gets him there, quite honestly. This is a young man. He's a rising freshman, Fairfield, New Jersey area. This today is a great opportunity for him. He says it's an opportunity for him to show his skills. It's a good chance for him to pick up some confidence.
This whistling drive from the long stick that's sent high. That was Will Pedicano, who's been awesome in this tournament. A long stick defender who has 8 goals.
Yeah, he'll play offense.
Drago fires. Smith gets a chunk of that as we stay 1-1 nearing the midway mark of this opening quarter.
Drago's a high volume shooter. He reminds me a lot of like a Jake Caraway type at Georgetown. You'll see him handle here. He is extremely adept at getting topside right-handed. One thing Brady Smith's got working in his favor, this goaltender, is he's a lefty, so that sticks to the far post on a lot of these takes.
Mom and Dad, Kelly and JL, nervously watching their boy for a second time around in this World Series of Youth Lacrosse. Building Blocks in the white jerseys. Deloya's pass knocked away and taken back. Fast break time for Team 91. Feed one more. Pagano on the inside roll. Denied there. Keenan, rock solid, did you say? He's off to a really good start in cage for Building Blocks.
Very good goaltender. How about that transition defense, though, from Building Blocks? That was good. We're going to have an offside call here. Building Blocks does a good job getting in the hole. They deal with the odd man rush. Terrific angle play by their close defense, keeping the ball on the perimeter, giving their goalie a chance.
Nolan Sable jogs it ahead, and the one thing you said immediately about Sable when we watch Building Blocks throughout the week, he plays all the time and everywhere.
Super valuable piece. Blue stick, black cleats. You'll notice him, number 5 in the white. Rising freshman, New Providence, New Jersey. The guy is a true two-end midfielder. Logs a lot of miles.
Hauser, Drago, Deloya, the starting attack. You see throughout the game some facts and figures about the World Series of Youth Lacrosse. And Q, I know you remember Xavier Arline.
Oh, yeah. Xavier Arline was a champion member of the first team ever, Team 91 Crush, back in 2015. Midfielder. He's at the Naval Academy right now. I got to call his first start as a triple option quarterback at Tulane.
Joey Spallina had 6 goals that day for the Crush. They were all over the Baltimore Crabs in the inaugural. Drago fires. He scores. Anthony Drago.
Coach Perez loves it. This kid's got magic. Anthony Drago, North Caldwell, New Jersey, West Essex Middle School, honor roll student. Likes hockey. He likes shooting. 5'11", 170. There's no reason to believe that he won't be a future star. He's shown us a lot with his right hand this week. Well, here he's willing to shift to his left. That ball ricochets off the goaltender stick from mid-range.
Such an explosive score for Building Blocks in the white jerseys. He had 4 in the semifinal win over Jersey Express, and Building Blocks has the 1-goal advantage early on, nearing the 9-minute mark of the opening quarter. We're expecting, when you see face-offs at the bottom of the screen, a pair of 11s to battle today. Scott Conti and Michael Meyerhofer. Building Blocks trying to advance its lead.
Drago is a player who looks like he'll fit in immediately at the varsity level. It's a rising 9th grader. and that projects well for him to be recruited down the line. I mean, without Joe, you see a lot of lacrosse. His release, it's advanced, to say the least.
Doesn't look like much fun to try and stop. Deloya feeds on the outside. Drago picked up quickly. Joe Filardi, teammates call him JoJo. Older brother Gerald plays at Penn State in the Big Ten. With 2:50 to go in this opening quarter.
I think we got a good one. I think we're in store for a decent game here, Joe.
Short stick D-mid Tommy Klein who picked up the Sportsmanship Award an evening ago at the banquet. Better than, well, close to 4,000 people involved with the Warrior World Series, rather the World Series of Youth Lacrosse Championship.
U13 and U14 opening ceremonies and banquet. Tommy Klein, the midfielder from Huntington, lost his dad, Greg, former player at UMass.
Folks, be sure to scan the code on your screen for a chance to win a shopping spree and a gift bag from our friends at Five Below. Jim Muley can't say enough about Tommy Klein, TK, and Tim McDonald, the short stick defensive midfielders who really bolstered their defensive half.
I tell you, this team has rallied around him and the family. Lost his dad about a year ago.
Rayo sent it wide. Cooper Mendelson is there to back up as Rayo gets himself repositioned. Low scoring through the opening quarter. Building blocks in white has the 2-1 lead. Drago has given him that advantage. Kaletsis bounces this one wide. The backup perfectly positioned. That's Mendelson on a sneak. His bid was blocked down, and the netminder Keenan will come away.
The tempo favoring building blocks right now as we approach $1:20 to go in this first quarter. If you watch the semifinal games today, I thought Team 91 Shock preferred more of an up and down, faster paced game. Building blocks preferred the slow pace. This has been to their liking.
That long pass sails over the head of Robert Harrington. Teams are having some issues shooting early on. Building blocks at 2 of 6. 91 Shock has canned just 1 of its first 5 attempts. Late in the opening quarter, final minute. Drago's tally, the first of this game. He leads the U14 event at the New Balance World Series of Youth Lacrosse, presented by NTB Entire Kingdom. Gary Merrill will feed.
No shot clock. So important that you dominate the last minute of every quarter.
Rayo driving in. Kick it for Kaletsis. He's going to get a pick from Mendelson. Time down to 20. Rayo circles it up with Alex Bauer. Sable peeks out on him. Bauer on the run, a bouncer that goes wide. Closest to the ball, Warren, when it leaves on a shot, maintains possession here for green jerseyed Team 91. This one's goosed ahead, turned over. Rayo fires it, rattles around off the cage as time had expired in the opening 12 minutes of this championship game at the U14 level. Done with 1 just outside of Washington, D.C. Buckle up. Watch all the heavy-duty action unfold. Building blocks and Team 91 Shock. Equipment supplier of the World Series of Youth Lacrosse. By National Tire and Battery. Schedule your appointment today at ntb.com. Wonderful Pistachios, the original plant protein. Grab a healthy, tasty snack powered by just 6 grams of plant protein per serving. And by JLab, the #1 accessible true wireless brand in America. Find your perfect headphones for working out, working from home, and more at jlab.com/quiz. We get back to the face-off X. Jim Muley's squad will trust Michael Meyerhofer at the dot. We look back to the last goal that was on the board from Drago. Blowing up the cage. Drago, who has led the tournament throughout, 5 different multi-goal performances for him. We get to the face-off X. It's Meyerhofer and Conti. We expect both of those guys to be at their best in this championship game.
Pair of number 11s. Easy to remember. Meyerhofer from Southside, Rockville Center, Long Island, works with Tom Kelly and Matt Schomburg.
McDonald gets sandwiched. There's a flag down, and soon to be a wheels up, man up for Team 91 Shock.
17 in the green is an absolute warrior type player. Heart and soul. Made a huge play this morning. Parents come on their feet. Tim McDonald from Huntington. Wingman, a short stick defensive midfielder. Matthew
Capra defending now for Team 91. Off the sweep here. Working it. Get it back behind and bring it on around for Pagano. Rayo thought about it. Building blocks defender there. Capra waiting for him. This is bounced on the turf, and then the whistles will come with a flag down.
Ground ball one, takes it to traffic. He's tied up effectively by two men. You see the slashing call coming up on Will Pedicano. Active to say the least. Pedicano, high-scoring long sticker from Jersey. He'll play some offense, but there you see 17 in green. Man, I love everything this kid stands for. His effort is unquestioned. Heart and soul type player.
Let's see what Team 91 Shock offensive coordinator, assistant coach Brian O'Keefe comes up with on this wheels up, man up for the guys in green who are trailing building blocks by one. Merrill and Rayo on the outside. Mendelson looking to the interior. That's flashes away from O'Doherty. Long bid, good defense there. Turned in by Chalia. It'll stay with the Team 91. Merrill attacked quickly there. Merrill will try it again. Anthony Rayo spots Kaletsis and back behind the goal for Cooper Mendelson. James Pagano rounds out the starting attack. This is a bullet. A BB from Kaletsis.
Kimo Kaletsis has excellent wrists and hands. Does everything really fast. He's able to process. This extra man didn't look like it was getting anything done, but it's just a throwback wing shot. You give him a little too much real estate. He's able to set his feet and follow through. You got to contest shots, defense. You got to get to hands. You got to get to release points. You got to impact the vision of the shooter. Kimo Kaletsis, McCullough Junior High School, Seaford honor roll student. He's going to have all sorts of options.
That one looked like it deflected off of the building block defender Luke Mara and past Connor Keenan. Wheels up, man up tally for Kaletsis, his second on the game. Pedicano going to the goal, fires, and gets staved off. Nice stop by Brady Smith. With a flag down behind the play. Pedicano picking himself off the deck. 3 stops now for Smith.
Pedicano is a force of nature. Long pole, he'll play the wings of faceoffs, but he stays on to play offense. He beats his man, he releases it, and he's clubbed up high. That is a clear foul. Pedicano's okay. He could play man up if they wanted him to, but how about the save? Brady Smith, lefty, crossing over to the offside hip, Joe.
Made it look easy as we look at Brady inside the crease for Team 91 Shock. He played in the World Series of Youth Lacrosse in the past for Team 91 Wolfpack.
So he played up 2 years ago. Last year's was postponed to this year. U13s. They added the 14s to make up for the miss.
Freyers spots Hauser. Hauser broke the seal on the scoring today in this title game for the New Balance World Series of Youth Lacrosse, presented by NTB Entire Kingdom.
Fine 7 in white.
Deloya looking for Drago. Drago hops and fires. He scores.
Fine 7 in white. I texted Terry Foy of Inside Lacrosse this morning. I said, you got to watch this game. Anthony Drago of North Caldwell, New Jersey. Flamethrower right-handed to the offside high. Recognizes that Brady Smith is a left-hander. I mean, that's perfection. He has consistently put the ball on the 6x6.
Drago, who had 4 hat tricks in the first 6 games of this event, continues hot in this title game as we bring in the World Series of Youth Lacrosse founder Jake Steinfeld is joining us. And Jake, once more, you're making memories, this time outside of D.C.
First of all, happy 4th of July. Q, Joe, you do an awesome job, and to everybody around this great country of ours. We're here outside of D.C., a magnificent day. Our U14s are playing on the U. I mean, this is incredible. The talent is great, but as you said, what we're here to do is to create memories and friendships and moments. It's the ultimate lacrosse bar mitzvah, guys. That's what we do. And I couldn't do it without our great sponsors. First and foremost, Five Below has been outstanding. Jolie, OJZ, John Caruso has been great. Wheels Up and Kenny D. Flow Code. As you guys know, we're having a ball with those guys. Tim Armstrong, Fiji, wonderful pistachios, and you guys know Don't Quit. You've been talking about it. I got the vanilla one here. It's a little warm, so I'm doing my vanilla. Q, let's do this, huh? Here we go.
I'm loving the vanilla. Jake, these are U14s. Last summer should have been their moment to shine. They lost that in the pandemic. What kind of response have you gotten back now that you opened it up to these young men?
Let me just say this. We were inundated by emails and phone calls from moms around this great country of ours. We thought 2020 was a blowout, as it was, and we thought we would just kind of move on. But the World Series is so important to so many people to have this moment and this memory. We couldn't not do this, which is why we're here, and it's all about the kids. And these guys are our future. And by the way, next year we're introducing girls, just so you guys know.
Girls lacrosse, very well done. Jake, I know all the families are appreciative. Thanks for bringing us to our nation's capital.
You guys are doing a great job. A quick shout out to my wife Tracy, Morgan, Nick, Zach, and Luke. I love you guys. Don't quit.
Off and running, the continuation of the second quarter.
Play.
In the white, building blocks. Drago goes behind the back, getting a little fancy there. Gets away from Hauser, and Smith claims that for Team 91. Shock in the green. His outlet is on target. McDonald gets badgered, though, right at the midfield line.
It's like 5 guys in this game, Joe, right now who are jumping off the screen at me as high school stars and future college players.
Anthony Rayo comes up with it.
Kuletzis and
Kuletzis
Smith
has been good.
in the green. Pedicano, Drago, Keenan, the goaltender, in the white.
Flag down. Time for more Wheels Up man up.
30 seconds.
And we're just getting started, too. Got a feeling that this game may be the best in World Series Youth Lacrosse history.
Folks, our Matic Monday Wimbledon coverage begins tomorrow, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2, 8 a.m. on ESPN. Every match from the round of 16, 18 hours of tennis. And since every point is also streaming live on the ESPN app, you can watch anywhere. One app, one tap. Joe and Quint with you from just outside of our nation's capital. Building blocks of the white jerseys, going a man down. Team 91 Shock looking to tie it up. They've already converted on their initial Wheels Up man up. Bauer is straight away playing catch with Kuletzis, who has both goals. Rayo off the pump fake. Good defense waiting there was Chalia. Peeking out Matthew Capra as well. Teaming up with David Korb defensively for the building block squad in white. An outside heater from Merrill that sails wide.
Gary Merrill, nice looking player, Bayport Blue Point School, honor roll student, principals list. I think on the only list I got on Joe were bad lists.
Detention? The detention list. Bauer maneuvers in against Danny Dotro.
Look at the check by Pedicano. Did you see what he just did?
Came from way off the ball to do it.
Way off the ball, cheated down the backside.
You and I were hovering around the building blocks bench during the semifinals. The teammates love Pedicano. This is an inside rip and score! Perfectly finished for Team 91's Matthew Triolo.
Triolo's dad played lacrosse at UMass. This young man has a lot of interests: fishing, golfing, hoops, lacrosse, simple catch and finish. Maybe a little over-aggressive by Pedicano on the wing. And Team 91 Shock ties this baby up.
Very crafty release from Matt Triolo. You mentioned Dad Eric watching today and has to be pleased with the way Team 91 has battled building blocks. Both of these squads perfect through their pool play. Both of them into this championship game with a 7-0 mark. Team 91 cruising over Eclipse in the semis. Building blocks put down Jersey Express by a 7-2 margin.
Look, 24 teams in this pool and bracket. Team 91 Shock, game winner in pool play with a second to go. Beat Team Ohio in overtime, beat Mad Lax in overtime, and then played really well this morning against Eclipse.
When we were talking at the top of the telecast, I've said they've been excellent in the clutch. So you think if you're battle tested and if you're in one of those nail-biting games, you probably favor Team 91
They've
Shock.
been there. They've been there, done that.
So like off ball, we're just starting to get a little bit lazy. That makes sense?
Watch this,
Perez in the
Jeff.
huddle.
Look at him. That's an unconventional double team that I like because it's sneaky. It's from the backside. It's Petticano, 41. The Dodger really doesn't think that defensive player is a factor. He's already run by him. He thinks he's got him cleared, and his eyes are forward at the goal or at the the adjacent attackman. That's a nifty and crafty, dangerous double team.
We share excellent defense and some laser goals too. As we review,
I will go stealth bombing here from the outside. Looks like Kaletsis, left-handed sidearm release, top shelf location. He's got 2 goals. Triolo has 1. Drago for building blocks has 2. As you get to see their coaching staff go to work. David Perez is in the back. There you see him leaning over the teammates. Tyler Meth is the offensive coordinator. That's him with the beard. Andy Bryant works their defense. And Cassius Christie works their goaltender. You see Drago and Perez.
I mean, listen, I don't want to transition forward. Don't try to force it.
Love that. Love that. Got to make the connection.
informative, encouraging, and then put it in the hands of a player with the tremendous talent at a young age of 14.
No,
Coach Perez grew up, born in Manhattan, grew up in New Jersey, attended Keene University.
Yes, shuts out.
Building blocks rolled over Sixers, Rebels, Berserkers, who hail from California, Iroquois National, and Long Island Express Chaney in pool play. In the white jerseys, they'll circle it up. Frères is back behind the goal. Bringing on around for Sable. Next in line, Robert Harrington, who loves to help Dad fix up things around the house.
Can I borrow him?
Doesn't shy away from the errands. Deliberate tempo now for building blocks in a low-scoring opening half, which has just less than 60 seconds to play in it. Forrest getting out there aggressively on Frères. Bring it for Drago, who's been the showstopper throughout the event. Wanting everybody to clear out. Time ticks to 40. Drago again motioning for some room as he'll work in against Jojo Filardi.
Probably attack at around 15 or 12, I would think. That was the conversation between Coach Perez and Drago. It's like when to go here. We don't want your opponent to get transition off a failed attempt late in the quarter.
No shot clock in this New Balance World Series of Youth Lacrosse. Drago ready to go. Off the split dodge, he'll roll in. Double team comes, perfectly timed. Great defense from Team 91. Ball down, scooped up and played on by Grabasi. Transition to Klein. Klein fires! Kick save by Keenan. And he'll keep it off the line. As time expires in this opening half, good goalie play, good defense, pretty good lacrosse all the way around.
This is a great game. In our 7 years, I got to tell you, to this point, in 7 years of covering this event, Joe, this is the best game we have seen in the finals in this event.
Very competitive, back and forth.
Tight, tight, tight. Can you say extra time? Can you say sudden victory?
Is this an early prediction?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Lock City.
And I understand why, because
Lock
Team
City.
91's just been in all sorts of those games throughout.
I'd be shocked if this wasn't a one-goal game.
Fans wouldn't mind it, having a nice time, bathed in sunshine here just outside of Washington, D.C.?
I just bumped into a fan from Seattle, Joe, and as we're getting ready, who watches our work on ESPNU and ESPN2, and just it's so fulfilling for us to bump into fans from around the country. They're here from all different states.
As we welcome in Dave Perez from the sideline, the head coach for Building Blocks. All right, Coach, 3-3. Did you anticipate such a low-scoring game?
Yeah, I mean, we know that 91 is a great athletic team. We know there's going to be a back-and-forth fight. They're athletic, they're big, we're big in athletics, so, there was going to be a real tight game. We knew that this was going to be something that every team was going to have to work hard for.
Coach, you do great work watching you work this morning and this afternoon. There's a certain connection I see that you try to establish with your players. How do you just describe what it takes to be an effective youth lacrosse coach?
I mean, these boys, you said it, they're boys, so, it's one of those things that I think sometimes we forget that these kids are still growing up. Some of them look like men, but they're still boys. So, they need someone to talk to them, and they need someone to make sure that they realize, some moments like this, they come and go. But the relationships they establish with each other, growing into responsible young men on and off the field, that's what makes these guys push forward. Our job is to pretty much make them, responsible men and get ready for that next step. All these boys want to play in college. We have talented kids left and right, and we just want to put them in position to succeed.
Dave, Anthony Drago has made a wonderful first impression on us at the World Series. In what ways would you expect him to evolve his game, to improve his game?
I tell you, he's one of one, man. He really is. He's a unique kid. He wants to do whatever it takes to win, wants his teammates to succeed. I think the big thing for him is, seeing that, there's going to be a lot of attention on him, handling some of the adversity that's going to get thrown him at times. There's going to be games where the ball gets in the back of the net. There's going to be times where the ball doesn't go in the back of the net. So just having a little bit of working on character development, I think that's huge for guys to get a lot of attention. And also just seeing slides a little bit quicker, moving the ball, getting some of those dunks. Because if he sees those assists, he makes those assists, they can't all double and triple team.
What's a significant point of emphasis right now, coaches? You'll go into the huddle right now and address your team like, hey, your weeks come down, the championship comes down in the next 24 minutes.
Yep.
You're here. What's important now?
Composure. Any team, can have talent, but, it's the teams that have composure, stay with each other, take the ways of, down 2 goals, up 2 goals. We're both talented on both sides, let's be honest. Anyone has the talent to win. It's the team that's going to be most composed, plays with each other, that's going to be end up coming up on top.
Dave Perez, keep your boys calm and cool. We appreciate you spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me.
The head coach of Building Blocks locked up in a 3-3 draw after 24 minutes. 2 quarters of play. New Balance World Series of Youth Lacrosse presented by NTB and Tire Kingdom. The action fast and furious. Lots of action all around the crease. Heavy hitting. Back to DC for halftime festivities in just a moment. Kingdom, and for lacrosse fans looking on, a gorgeous day, temperatures in the 80s, as Team 91 from Long Island is in a 3-3 battle with the Building Blocks squad, this New Jersey-based team giving them a good go in our U14 championship game. Joe Beninati and Quint Kesnick with you as the conversations continue. Coach Muley bringing his team into the classroom, and we start with highlights from the opening 24 minutes. Richard DeLoya with a pretty setup.
I was going to say, it was a terrific look to Chase Hauser inside. DeLoya from Livingston, New Jersey. He's got 4 dogs, Riley, Otto, Coco, and Scout. Kimo Kaletsis, ISO left-handed, willing to pay the price. Anthony Drago isolates, shifts to his left hand and shows some versatility. The kid is just a proven goal scorer with the right. Kaletsis on the wheels up power play, sniping from the wing, painting corners, 2-2 tie. Then Drago, little right-handed, watch the shimmy here, right there. The subtleties, creating an edge and ripping rope. And then Matriolo from Kaletsis, tied up at 3 apiece. Both goalies have 3 saves. Maybe the only difference in this game, Joe, BBL has won 6 of the 8 faceoffs.
That was a slick delivery from Matt Triolo to convert as you look at some of the numbers in our first half summary. Team 91 and building blocks, they're used to scoring goals well into double figures. They've run into a couple of stout defenses and solid net binding through the first 2 quarters of play. We'll get you back just in time for the start of the third, right after these words. Life under the helmet at the World Series of Youth Lacrosse in a 3-3 game at the half. Building blocks and Team 91 from Long Island. % off and free shipping on your next order. Don't quit. Don'tQuit.com. The flow codes. Open your phone's camera. Scan that code and you'll be in business. Joe Beninati and Quint Kesnick with you. Quint, you're busy, I can tell.
I'm on Don'tQuit.com. I just scanned this because I love the vanilla so much that I got to order myself a case.
I guess it's coming to the house. Drago can shoot up a storm, and he just fires laser beams.
Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic.
I think I follow that. Drago jumping for joy. He and his mates didn't have a lot to celebrate, but just as many as Team 91. A 3-3 battle for the third quarter to begin when we return to D.C. Champion today just outside of Washington, D.C. New Balance World Series of Youth Lacrosse presented by NTB and Tire Kingdom. Team 91 and building blocks in the finale, deadlocked at 3 apiece. Team 91 head coach Jim Muley is with us. And Jim, it's not easy to keep your bunch to 3 goals in a half. What did they do well defensively to frustrate you?
I thought they were really aggressive, which we knew they were going to be. I thought we left 2 or 3 on the table where we got by them and missed the goal wide, and we're asking the guys to dodge hard, move the ball twice, and move it to the backside, and we think we'll get some better looks.
Jimmy, these are rising 9th graders. What do you find yourself most often emphasizing with their play in games?
For us this weekend, we played 3 overtime games, so we're trying to emphasize like the battle and the emotion that you need to play at a high level, and that's been the biggest part this week, Quint. And our guys have matched that emotion each time. Everybody wants to beat 91, and the guys they've done great so far. So I think it's been a great game, Tim.
Coach, Quint is already predicting another nail biter for you. I hope your heart can stand it.
I don't know how much left I have. I don't know. We'll see.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Jim Muley back to the bench. His squad dressed in green.
Yeah, look at the slate.
Look at this run of 7 straight wins, but nail-biting, tight games.
They played their best game of the tournament this morning. Just dominant in a semifinal win over Eclipse Towers, coached by Jamie Hanford. Booger, good friend. Andy Towers, obviously a PLO coach. He wasn't here. Talented squad from Connecticut that they handled. They played with great energy. I'm not sure I saw that same energy this morning. A guy like Parker McDonald, who's at the bottom of your screen, 39 in green. He can be a difference maker in this game. He's got to have more impact.
Procedure against Scott Conti, who's won 6 of the first 8 draws today. Conti, who's led the entire event in terms of face-off wins at this World Series. Ball belongs to Team 91, Shock in green. Team 91 successful in 2018 with the Bandits, 2019 with the Wolfpack, and way back in the original World Series with Team 91 Crush. 3 times this program has won it all.
Well, Brian Spallina oversees the overall Team 91 organization. Brian O'Keefe, the father of Mac O'Keefe of Penn State left-handed shooting fame, is their offensive coordinator. Ross Torini is their defensive coordinator. So you're going to see good adjustments. You don't want to overcomplicate this age group, but you're going to see solid adjustments.
Merrill, very fleet of foot, fires to score! Gary Merrill, fireworks to start the third quarter.
You can get it to one of the middies, get it to him, okay? Everyone's quick.
Liked what I saw from Merrill. Bayport, Blue Point School, honor roll student. He's kick and run. He looks like he's got the body type, like he's going to continue to grow and put on weight. Likes his Chick-fil-A post game. My notes on him, he's a runner. This guy's a road runner. 13-year-old rising 9th grader.
Mom and Dad, Gary and Raquel, pleased to see their boy on the board. He had a couple of tallies against True Illinois in pool play. He gives Team 91 its first lead on the afternoon. Building blocks on the run. Coming up with the scoop off the draw. David Korb will pick it up and set it for Pedicano with that long stick. He is still a threat. Drago playing some two-man lacrosse around the pick that was set by Hauser.
Petticano will stay on the field. He'll roam around the top of the box in early offense. He's got a ton of goals.
Marquee matchup now, Quint. They have McDonald on Drago, star on star, offense and defense.
Yeah, McDonald 39 in green. Maybe the best athlete on Team 91, Shock. And while he's covering Drago, it's taken away from some of their transition game, quite frankly, Joe, because I think McDonald is such a threat off the ground and on the wings of faceoffs, creating transition offense.
DeLoya wheels in. You saw that reference about the fastest shot, over 100 miles an hour from Tucker Kellogg back in the day. We had the skills competition earlier in the Sun Splash Day in D.C. Drago draws a double inside, scores! Fabulous work by Anthony Drago. He says it should count.
I think it should count.
The officials are debating, and now they call it a good goal.
Hat trick. This kid's unbelievable. Rising freshman in high school. Super talented, timely. He doesn't weigh, he's a high volume shooter, but everything. Watch the inside roll, leans in, double team comes, he spins away from it, keeps his balance. He dives and launches, stays out of the goal mouth, showing some strength. He could have drawn a foul there. He got hatcheted on the back of the head. Anthony Drago, North Caldwell, New Jersey. Welcome to the big dance.
Stuffed it past to Brady Smith. Bulletproof goalie for Team 91 Shock. We've had a back and forth game on this teeter-totter now. This is the fourth different tie as those two number 11s meet. And Quint, we see the stand-up face-off to go along with the new rules implemented.
By Tim McDonald.
Petticano trail check there by McDonald. It rolls weakly to Smith.
Yeah, the sooner that high school and middle school athletes can incorporate this SNG, that's standing neutral grip, new face-off mechanics, the better off they'll be in the long run. The motorcycle grip is no good in college, so why should it be any good in high school?
Klein, short stick D midfielder, maneuvers away and finds Anthony Rayo. Rayo working in now against Jack Murphy, defensively for the building blocks. If you're just tuning in on ESPNU, it's a 4-4 game. Team 91 Shock in green, building blocks in white. Building blocks hailing from New Jersey. Team 91 from Long Island, New York. Kimo Kaletsis, the energizer for this green machine. Swing it for Rayo. Hawk there defensively on the outside. Danny Dotro waiting for Rayo. Merrill glides in. Murphy said, no, you don't. There is no shot clock in this World Series of Youth Lacrosse. Officials today, Tim Bethke from Auburn, New Hampshire. Bob Manfuso from Bethesda, Maryland. As Kaletsis tries to get to the cage. Beats the double. Keeps the ball hot. Rayo closes. Off the hitch. Gets inside. Stopped! A beautiful kick save there. Follow-up chance wouldn't go. One more time. Score! If at first you don't succeed.
This game's getting really good. This game's getting really good. I'm just so in awe of a player like Kimo Kaletsis operating behind the goal. They got a lot of pressure on the net. You saw Connor Keenan, the goaltender for Building Blocks in white, standing tall, but the rebound here hurts. Watch the penetration. Rayo down the middle, controls his own rebound. Good hustle and awareness and balance. Comes up with it and keeps the ball in motion. The sidewinder finds net. Aiden O'Connell, right-handed from the wing.
91 goals scored by number 9, Anthony
Team
Rayo.
91 Shock vaulting back in front. There are whistles here in a hole, loose ball hole that's going to give possession to the team in green. 91 beats Stealth, Florida. Primetime, True Illinois. They beat Team Israel, as well as Mad Lax. They took down Virginia Lacrosse Club Black Ops in the quarters. They rolled over Eclipse in the semis. To land here with this date with BBL, Building Blocks Lacrosse. 5 and change to go in the third quarter.
24 teams in this division. These are the U14s. These are the guys who were supposed to play last summer. But due to the pandemic, no event. They bring it back this year with a U13 category, and they give these young men the chance to come back and fulfill their dreams.
And the families will tell you the second you walk into the hotel headquarters, you know it's special. This has been so much fun for these kids, and so many of them have watched from the very beginning. Now they're part of it. Bauer plays it on the outside, 6-on-6 at this end. Pagano looking to get to the goal. 4 multi-goal games for him in the first 2 days of play. Worked over there rather rudely on the outside by Matthew Capra. Merrill up top. Bring it on around. O'Doherty looking with Merrill straight away. Bauer pops out with just over 4 to go in this frame. We were 3-3 at the halftime break. Kaletsis is in no hurry. David Cord waiting for him. Kaletsis run by. Good defensive help though. Kaletsis gets underneath to the goal. He scores! Kimo Kaletsis has the hat trick.
I got to tell you, between Kimo Kaletsis and Anthony Drago, we are being treated to such high-level offense. Kaletsis, Seaford, New York. He's a big Deion Sanders fan. Two-handed cradle. He's slippery and slick and just picks the right motions. There's a lot of in and out in his dodging. He'll step back and the defender will over-pursue. He'll duck underneath. Look at him use his body to shield the head of his stick. Back to a two-handed cradle. Keeps it simple. Shoots low for the corner. Kaletsis, he's got the game of like a college sophomore. Crazy.
Does he look like a kid who lost 4 toenails in a bike accident? I didn't get a chance to ask him about it, but that sounds painful.
Pre-game banana, post-game pizza. Turning rate when Kimo Kaletsis is involved.
Sean Connolly has the ball in green, number 2 for Team Shock. Shock has handled the face-off responsibilities pretty well. They've won 4 of 5. They've opened up now their largest lead by 2 as we near the tail end of quarter 3. Bauer wants it. Alex Bauer off the sweep. Gets into the alley. That sidewinder. Great trail check by Pedicano. His timing is so good.
He's got a sense, Joe. He plays basketball, soccer, and lacrosse. He wants to play in the ACC. Will Pedicano, 41, in the white.
So you're used to running a defense, and if you have him, how is his defensive game going to grow?
Well, he's a nuisance, really.
Great look from Kaletsis. Inside score! Pagano. Coach Mulet's nephew gets himself on the score sheet.
Comac, New York, right-hander. Comac Middle School, National Junior Honor Society, 4.0 GPA. Well, here's how it correlates on the field. When Kaletsis has got the rock and he's dodging left-handed, I'm going to plant myself at the low far post and give him a target because Kaletsis is going to put it right in my stick, and I'm going to score an easy layup goal. Wow, Kaletsis, what a look. Pagano, 3 in a row.
Back comes Team Shock. 3 tallies in a little less than 4.5. You can make it 4 as Pagano tickles the twine. Team 91 shocking the system of building blocks.
Probably thinking timeout right now if you're David Perez, the head coach of building blocks, and that's just what they have to do. It was sudden, it was emphatic, and now it's emotional. Team 91 shocked the world.
That's Quint Kesnick. I'm Joe Beninati. As we are just outside of Washington, D.C., enjoying this U14 championship match. Pagano firing up a storm.
Textbook fast break. Starts with Timmy McDonald, 17. There he is. 17's playing a great game today. He's everywhere. They keep it simple on the fast break. Good passing. Aiden O'Connell, number 10's the point man. He keeps it hot. Let's listen to Jimmy Mulet.
Play the guy behind.
Yeah, I like
Right, so Peter comes up. We'll have 4 poles above the goal line. So our Jason Slide will be there with a pole, but we'll stay in our regular base thing. Hey, listen, the other thing we might do, Tommy, hey, the other thing we might do at one point is go into a zone. All right, if we need to give a breather, we'll drop into a zone. Everybody knows it?
Yep.
But hey, we know who their shooters are. So in that zone, we're going to get out to the shooters. Hey, look at me. Everybody got that? Let's go. All right, let's go, boys.
Head coach Jim Ulay, a former Major League Lacrosse netminder. He knows his way around defense.
I love Jimmy. He's the best. He's always hoarse, folks. Yeah, I know it's been a long weekend, coach. A lot of the games. Hey, we're going to a zone. He's like that, like Monday through Friday. Hey, we're going to a zone. Everybody got that? You got that? Look at me. I like that. He asks for eye contact. That's super important when you're coaching, especially young people.
Bring us into Q
if
school.
You're a young person in Q school, this is just a second effort on the rebound, and they keep the ball hot. Defense is on the carousel. Ground balls moved forward are critical. As you take a little look at Jimmy Muley, one of my favorite characters of all time, a great goalie, a professional goalie now, giving his time to young people. He's producing great talent with this Team 91 Shock program year after year after year. He's a pleasure to talk with. His son scored a game-winning goal in a game we covered this year on the ACC network, Cam Ulay on the extra man. It was a magical moment.
Don't quit, folks. That protein shake, some 3 years in the making. Delicious in vanilla and chocolate as we get back to the Face-Off X. Nice to see so many of the players who did not reach the championship match, they and their families sticking around to watch how this one unfolds in this New Balance World Series of Youth Lacrosse presented by NTB and Tire Kingdom.
I think there's a feeling of family with this event. Obviously, the opening ceremonies, 4,000 people. The banquet last night where they give away awards and there's presentations and there's great food. The parade of teams today before the games. You know, this is not the type of event you go and you play and you just leave. Like, you stay around, you interact, you connect, you form friendships for life.
We just showed you the run, 4 goals in a little bit more than 5 minutes. There's a wheels up, man up soon to come for Building Blocks as Sable goes to the goal, tries to run past the shorty defender. That's Tim McDonald. Building Blocks in white, trailing now by 4 after this Team 91 eruption. Ball out of bounds, and Building Blocks will go. Wheels up, man up.
Clock is still moving here.
A 1-minute call for a slash is coming as time continues to tick. Building Blocks, Jack Frere is going to get the ball, but there's not enough time in this quarter. They will stop time in the final 2 minutes of the fourth. And when we start the fourth today, Building Blocks will be wheels up, man up. Done with 3 quarters just outside of DC with Team 91 in control. 12 minutes away from a title.